Hi fantasy managers, welcome to FPL Team Talk. In this video I'm going to go through my wildcard side for match day 2. I'm going to go through the reasons why I'm using it in match day 2. We're going to go through my side, then we'll look at options at the end. So if you enjoy these sorts of videos, give it a like. Don't forget to subscribe, and in the meantime, let's take a look. So let's go through the reasons why we're leaving it so late to wildcard and why I'm wildcarding at all in match day 2. I did want to wait to release this video until all matches have been played. I certainly couldn't feel like I could decide which players would go in my team until the whole round of matches have been played. I want to see how Brazil got on, I want to see how Switzerland were, all those sort of sides, and see which teams I could possibly target in the next round. So I've now got all that. I think I can put myself in a pretty good position. I know the starting 11 for teams like Brazil, and that will affect this match day 2 wildcard. By doing my wildcard in match day 2, I am of course able to transfer all the players out before match day 3 starts and put in a new side, so I can let all my blocked players play in match day 2, transfer them out at the end of it, then have a fresh side ready for match day 3. Of course, remember that yes, people are using the transfer glitch, as it were, to be able to transfer players out for weaker players and then go over budget to get better players in the same match day, but you can only transfer players in once and then you're locked with them until the next match day. So you could, in theory, bring a player out of your side for match day 2, bring a cheaper one in, and then upgrade one of your other players to a much more expensive one, but you are locked in with them until match day 3, but then you could transfer those players out. I'm not sure I'm going to bother with doing that because I just don't think there's enough. I think I've got enough budget as it is with the side, so I just don't need to do that, and I'm not sure I'm missing out on any of the players, as you'll see. But those are the reasons why I'm going to be wildcarding in a match day 2. Let me know what you think of those, and let's have a look at the side. In goal then, guys, I've gone fairly cheap. I've gone in goal first of all, and this is in order of when they'll play. So obviously I'll be doing my manual substitutions. I've got Wayne Hennessy in goal. I think there's a decent chance he keeps a clean sheet against Iran. 4.5 million. I think it's a decent shout. Yes, they did get 2 goals against England. I think they're a little bit fortunate. Wales, I think they're quite defensively minded. I do think it's a game they will try and win, but I've got another goalkeeper as well. But I'm happy to take a punt on Hennessy. I think he's good for save points. We'll wait and see. But I think Wales got a reasonable chance of keeping a clean sheet in that game. I'm still going to stick with Luke Shaw, who I had in my first game. USA, I think, yeah, I'm happy to take England on with that. USA looked pretty decent. England, I think we're fairly defensive. We want to win it, obviously, but I don't think we'll go and take unnecessary chances to do it. So Luke Shaw, for me, got an assist in the first game. He keeps his place. The next two, these are sort of players I'd never thought I'd be picking, let alone even heard of in the World Cup, but quite like it. So I've got Sabali. He's 4 million, and he is nailed. He looks like in that Senegalese side. He gets forward. He had a couple of shots in the last game. For 4 million, I'm absolutely not necessarily the fact that Senegal are the best defensive side or attacking side in this tournament, but I just want to attack Qatar. I think Qatar are the weakest side in this tournament, and I think Senegal can comfortably keep a clean sheet. Yes, Qatar had chances in their opening game. That was against Ecuador. I think Senegal are a slightly stronger side than that, and I'm happy to go Sabali. And on top of that, I'm happy to double up, if anything, on that Senegal's defence. Cisse is my other choice. Koulibaly is just a bit more expensive. There was a player, Diatta, who was a little fullback, gets forward a fair bit, but he got brought off quite early in that game. So I think for an extra $500,000, Cisse just gives me a bit more reassurance. And yeah, I think if I'm not going to target Qatar and have a bit of fun in this tournament, I don't know who I'm going to target defensively. I'll just go and double up on that Senegalese defence. Alongside him then, making up that 4-man defence in terms of just the order they play, Dumfries, he plays early on, nailed for Netherlands. Ecuador, I think that's a game that Netherlands can win, and he's just so attacking minded. I think he's got a great chance of getting some attacking returns as well as a clean sheet. Most expensive player, but I've got budget to play with in this side, as you'll see later on. Then I'm going for a 3-man midfield that works out. Bergwijn, I'm going to say he's not nailed, but there's so little time now between the turnaround. I think since the deadline happens at midnight, got what, 10 hours until kickoff of match day 3. Bergwijn gets the nod. I can change him. I don't think I'm going to. 7 million. That's a slight worry that if Depay comes in, who comes out of that attack? I'm hoping it's Janssen and Bergwijn keeps his place, but I don't feel as many midfield options. So Bergwijn gets it, and I do think they'll do well against Ecuador. Saka is another one. Obviously had a great game week, match day rather, 1 against Iran. I think USA will be a little bit tougher. but Saka on form, nailed. I'm happy to go with him. If he continues and gets some sort of goal involvement for me, I'll be absolutely thrilled. And making up that, not a side I'd normally target, Germany. They haven't had great results recently, even leading into the World Cup, despite their result against Japan, conceding goals. And Asensio and Spain looks so impressive. So for 8.5, I think he's a really good option, and I'm going to go for him in that Spanish midfield, playing very advanced. Yeah, I want him. Against Germany, doesn't put me off too much. Again, I'll reiterate, I don't think there's many options in midfield that really excite me across the whole of the World Cup. Depay up front. Is it a risk? I think he'll start. He looked good. He came on. He made a difference against Senegal when he played. I think I want to get minutes under his belt, get him match fit, ready for the knockout phases. So I think he will start 8.5. If he doesn't, I can switch to someone else. I'm reluctant to, and I hope that doesn't happen. But 8.5, Depay, his record internationally is just brilliant. I want him inside. Alongside him up front, then we're going to go with Sarr. Just 6.5. Again, not a player I'd consider at any point in a tournament. Had to put him in a Watford shirt. There isn't even a shirt of him in a Senegalese outfit. But he looked the most dangerous player for Senegal, and I do think they'll score against Qatar. They'll be under pressure. They have to beat this. They have to win this game. It's going to come through Sarr. 6.5. I think it'll be an absolute bargain. Alongside him, I have to. Again, not a fixture I'd like to target, and I do tend to target fixtures for one player. I think Mbappe just looks so impressive against Denmark. Tough fixture. I've got to have him. I think he can score against absolutely anyone. He looked brilliant. So this will be my first 11 up. On the bench, using more manual substitutions, I'm happy to go Gonda, never heard of him, Japanese goalkeeper, playing Costa Rica. They look like another weak side. Looking at Qatar, looking at Costa Rica, I think Japan a decent side. If Hennessy doesn't pull out the clean sheet, I'm going to move to Gonda. I'm happy with that defensively in terms of goalkeepers. I'm not spending much money. I'm happy to go with that. So Gonda is my second choice. Then I start going for them slightly more expensive. A player that, again, I'm not going to say is absolutely nailed on, Fernandez, 9.5. Got the money, so I thought, what the hell, I'm just going to go for it. Wouldn't be on pens unless Ronaldo's off the pitch. I could go Bernardo Silva. I could go Hazard. Those are options, but Bruno, why not? I'm just going to go for Uruguay. I think there's goals there for Portugal. They did look quite good in the second half in their match recently, so I'm going to go Bruno. I think he's nailed on as well. 9.5, he is expensive. Talking of expensive, and I just don't think he had a very good game at all. But someone told me he got man of the match. Not quite sure how that happened. Don't think he can play that poorly again. And we're not, very rarely we can ever say that about such a quality player in KDB. But 11.5 million, yes, I'm going to go for him. I am tempted to go Hazard. Hazard's captain, so he's definitely going to play. He's on pens. It's just the minutes for me that I'm a little bit worried about. Morocco don't look a bad side. Belgium, very fortunate, I thought, to win against Canada. But again, I'm going to target them. Belgium, I'm going to put a little bit of faith. Doesn't look like Lukaku will be back. Maybe that'll make a difference. But can they play that badly again, Belgium? De Bruyne could still produce something. So again, I could go to Hazard. Lack of other options, if I'm honest, as to why I've got to go De Bruyne. I'd love to go someone like a Neymar, a Messi. Di Maria is another option, but I'm not sure I can go to him after Argentina's game. And their game is not easy either. So I've gone for De Bruyne, but Di Maria option, Hazard is an option, even Bernardo possibly an option. And finally, I've gone for a Brazilian defender. I think they look pretty tight. Sandro, quite a cheap way into that. Again, Switzerland, not an easy game, but 5 million, that's my player. In terms of that's bang on budget, I could go cheaper. I could go Hazard. I could go Bernardo, as we talked about. That would free a lot of money, but I'm not sure where else I'll put it into this side. I could make transfers, but then I'm bringing in players that I couldn't take out in time for next week. So I don't think I'm going to mess around with this side too much. I don't think I'm going to even bother trying to take a Dumfries out and downgrade it for a Qatari defender to release money elsewhere, because I don't know where else I'm going to put that money. Sarr saves me a fortune, and he's playing up front for Senegal against Qatar, so I'm happy to keep him. And those two Senegalese defenders as well, they give me all the money I need. So you could certainly look at going for a De Bruyne, then like I said, to a Hazard, and then maybe could you go from a Depay or a Sarr up to a Neymar or a Messi? You could possibly, but I don't know whether Argentina I trust. And even though they all looked very good, I do think Switzerland are a decent side. So this is a bit of a differential side. I do quite like it. I'm quite excited. I love the fact that there's such a short turnaround as well. Let me know what you think. that's it for this one then, guys. Let me know in the comments below what you're doing in terms of your chip strategy. Who are you going to be bringing in for your match day 2? Also, are there any players that you think I've overlooked or should be bringing in? Let me know. In the meantime, we'll come back at you with team selection videos, more about match day 3 as well. So good luck in the meantime, and speak to you soon.